about the whole Jalen Hurts contract thing, right? We kind of talked a little bit about what it means for Lamar, but I'm like, it kind of makes sense, right? You got to think about scenario, right? So if I'm the Ravens and Lamar, right now is probably the sixth, seventh best quarterback in the AFC. I mean, you have Mahomes, Josh Allen, Herbert, Burrow. I would take all of them over Lamar. I'd take Trevor Lawrence over Lamar probably, definitely. So that's 5 right there. I'd say probably he's in that next group, six, maybe 7.
Yeah. In the conference, not in the league, in the conference.
Yeah, in just the AFC. So sixth in the AFC, right? So I'd have a tough time paying a ton of money for the sixth best quarterback in the entire conference. On the flip side, with Philly, Jalen Hurts, I can justify doing that because if Aaron goes over to the AFC, right, that Aaron would be my sixth if he goes to the Jets, and then probably Lamar. If Aaron goes over to the Jets, which I think he will, I think it's pretty much a done deal. Is Jalen Hurts the best quarterback right now in terms of the next 3 to 5 years in the NFC? I would argue yes. I mean, you go through, it's like Jared Goff, probably not. He's okay. He'll be okay for the next 3 to 5 years. He'll just be average like he's always been, which there's a place in the league for that, 100%. Same thing with Kirk Cousins. Stafford's aging, so I think going the next 3 to 5 years.
I don't see Trey Lance being that guy.
I don't. Kyler, he's too inconsistent,
No.
too injury prone. I don't see him being a better quarterback. Dak is close, but I just don't get the dynamic legs with Dak. Danny Dimes is very average. Nobody in the NFC South. Even Derek Carr, who's okay. I think right now he'd be the number 2 or 3 quarterback in the entire conference going into this year. So my point is, in a situation like that, I'd be able to sleep at night knowing maybe I overpaid a little bit, but I overpaid for the best quarterback out of the 16 teams in my conference. I have the best quarterback in the entire conference going into the playoffs. That feels pretty good. That's a good spot to be in. That's a position that Brady was in for years, no matter if he was the 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the seeding was. You knew he was going to be the best quarterback in any given game, which if that's the case, you have a chance, especially if it's at home, like if you win your division.
Yeah.
You've got a hell of a chance. And so I'm thinking, well, off the top of my head, who would even be the top? Let's go with 7 quarterbacks in the NFC. So I think Hurts is 1. Let's go just for this upcoming year. I think Hurts is 1. Stafford's healthy, so I'll give him the nod at 2.
Give me a Kirk Cousins 3.
See, I'd go Derek Carr 3.
Or Derek Carr 3. Maybe Dak Prescott 4. Kirk Cousins 5.
5. Then I'd probably go Goff at 6.
Goff 6.
Remember, Kyler's not going to play. I don't think anybody else in the NFC South. I don't think Justin
Maybe Geno
Fields.
Smith.
You could make the argument for Geno.
Geno at 7.
I think Geno or Danny at 7. The other one at 8. I think that's.
But the Giants are paying how much to Daniel Jones again this season?
I have people telling me that Danny Dimes is top 15. Look, that's fine, but he's the 7th or 8th best quarterback in the NFC, and it's the weaker conference.
Much weaker, too.
And you're going to pay $45 million for that? Are you out of your mind? $40 million for the 8th best quarterback in the conference? Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Hey, no, you do. Brian Daboll will fix him and make him even better than he already was last year. I'm not going to. Could he make him 3 touchdowns better next year? Sure. So he's at 25 total touchdowns? Holy shit, alert the church elders. Are we kidding? Come on, seriously.
It's not like he lit the world on fire as he was.
Yeah, alert the women and children, guys. 25 total touchdowns. Like I said, it's pretty decent. That's serviceable. I'd pay $30 million for that. 40? 42? I'm up at night. I'm turning. I'm tossing.
That's steep.
And then very steep.
You start leaving yourself with not enough money to build pieces around him, and then he gets even more exposed because he's by himself.
Well, you already see it. So Saquon said he's not going to report under the franchise tag. He wants a long-term deal. He's got all the leverage in the world. Because what? They're going to be like, oh, you'll see you, Saquon. And then Danny Dimes turns around and hands off to who? Daniel Jones is not good enough to win without these complementary pieces, so the franchise has to pay these complementary pieces.
But I don't think they see that. I think they have a super inflated view of Daniel Jones. I think the Giants fans in general do. I mean, we felt that on social media for the last 2 weeks now.
I feel like the owner does. I feel like deep down the coach and GM know. I feel like they do.
I mean, Daboll has to know. When you go from a guy like Josh Allen and you come over and you have to start coaching a dude like Daniel Jones.
He's got to know. He's got to know. In his heart of hearts.
I mean, they're looking at the same game we're looking at.
You can't tell me in your heart of hearts that Daboll's like, Oh no, he's right up there with him. Like, you can't tell me that, because in pay they are right up there, with each other. You can't tell me in his heart of hearts he'd be like, "Yup, that's
baffling."
They're comparable quarterbacks. They're not even close. They're not even on the same planet."
No. But hey, he got paid. Congrats to Daniel
Just
Jones.
something I was thinking about lately. Just something I was thinking.